Hi. Hello, everyone. Thank you for being here. I'm really happy to have so much people with me today. We will speak about real-world asset NFTs, and in particular a topic that I really much enjoy, which is about fractional ownership of tokenized real estate. And I will start by a few words about myself. So my name is Julien Carbonnell. I'm an urban developer originally from Perpignan in the south of France. I started my career in real estate development, very classic one, but I was quite fast attracted by participatory housing and co-designing cities with inhabitants. So this resulting in developing civic technologies for the citizen engagement in smart cities. I did a PhD in urban science on that topic, for which I learned to code in Python to push my data analysis forward with machine learning. All that work is available in a book that I published last summer that's called Democracy Studio. So you will find different machine learning models and computational simulations, including the code and the result, to observe the formation of public opinions on social networks, all this in a context of smart city. But I will say that the most enriching experience that I had these last years is that I'm living as a digital nomad for 4 years. So I'm changing my city like every 3 months, and it gives me a very wide overview of the, let's say, cross-border urban issues. And I was traveling in Africa some months last year, and I've been attracted by concerned by some rule writings that was written a bit everywhere in different cities of the continent. It's like this property is not for sale, or land with problem. Or sometimes they write the case of a court reference. Sometimes they write the phone number of a lawyer. It's like, what's the problem here? I was discussing that with the locals because you can find it everywhere, all over the continent, in all cities. And actually I discovered that they don't have a proper cadastre system or land registry to securely own your house or your farm or whatever. And so this creates a lot of problems, and it's actually not so rare. About half the countries of the world, they don't have land ownership system or a cadastre system. And so I've been hearing that. Then I started to speak about that to different people I met, and I'm hearing the same struggle stories from actually Latin America, Africa, South Asia, problems of double sales. Like you buy a land, you start to build your house, and someone shows up and, hey, what are you doing? It's my land. You say, no, look, I bought that some months ago. And they say, no, but it's mine. I'm also the owner of the land. So these kind of problems. Also in heritage. Imagine, I was discussing with some guy from Latin America. He migrated with his parents in US, and one day the grandparents passed away. So he's supposed to inherit of a house in Chile, and then he goes back in Chile to get the house of the family, and actually cannot get it back because he has to go on trial. Well, it's a mess. It's a kind of a mess. And this real estate ownership issue is also affecting the fact that it's kind of hard to access bank loan often if you don't have a very clear address or house address or something to guarantee that you have some assets. But furthermore, in the internet era, I think there's something that's bigger and deeper on this problem, is that the pervasiveness of untrustworthy information about house ownerships, which impacts society badly in many ways. Without a formal real estate title, your family cannot securely own a housing. The public sector cannot collect taxes to invest in public infrastructures, which makes an open door to corruption and the abuse of illiterate people. Civil courts are overwhelmed, and the economy keeps stuck in informality. So that's quite surprising, because real estate assets are the oldest and the most popular investment around the world. The projected growth is about 4,000 billion by 2025. And the market of land and property sales still works with an outdated system of paper storage records and offline transaction. As a result, only 1% of the real estate of the world is available on the stock market. And most of it, like 93% of it, is reserved on investments to accredited investors, which represents not even 4% of the American population. One of the reasons is that transacting properties nowadays take a lot of time and cost a lot of money, so it's not accessible to anyone. But wait, even there a global secured way to transact values directly between individuals? Of course there is one now, there is the blockchain. So let's say generalist word for those who might not know what a blockchain is. The blockchain is a list of transactions that anyone can view and verify. It's an open record of all transactions in this or that currency. The Bitcoin blockchain, for example, contains every record of someone sending or receiving Bitcoin in the entire history of the currency. So the blockchain technology makes it possible to transfer currencies online without a middleman, such as a bank or a credit card company or a transfer provider. And so as we transact currencies, we can transact ownership titles on the blockchain. This is where comes NFTs. So NFTs are non-fungible tokens. They are digital data whose ownership is encrypted on the blockchain. And as unique items, it cannot be divided in smaller pieces, which make it a tradable financial asset. The market size of NFTs at the nascent stage of nowadays is about 50 billion capitalization, and it has an expected exponential growth until mass adoption, whose experts are viewing in 10 to 15 years from now. So yeah, it will obviously be very, very huge in the coming years because it's a way to democratize digital ownership. It could be art, in-game items, or vouchers. So as a sum up, blockchain provide open membership ledgers, and NFT marketplaces provide the interface where to trade these assets freely. But NFTs are not only cartoon pictures, no offense here, but we can do much more with real-world asset NFTs. We actually have the potential to bridge the virtual economy and the physical worlds. If you take a token that denotes the virtual ownership of a physical good, such as gold, diamond, cars, wine collection, it will be less volatile, it will offer passive income from rental, and it will be supported by a concrete floor price. So NFTs bring innovation in trading real-world assets, and it's backed up with guarantees, insurance, legal enforceability that will give trust to the market buyers. So how about transacting real estate properties on the blockchain? That's actually what I'm doing. So I'm at the moment working on tokenizing real estate. And if we mint real estate ownerships as titles as NFTs, then this will be the foundation of a global distributed economy. It could be the entry door to a fair cross-border tax system and the trustworthy data registries on housing worldwide. So as a result, it will be faster, cheaper, easier to buy and sell real estate globally, and this will be done through readily accessible transaction ledgers. The whole goal is that tokenized real estate would enable the performance and scalability of a socially distributed wealth building protocol. And there is something that's even more exciting and promising, is the fractional tokenized ownership. So if we break the properties into pieces that can be traded individually, so we are making real estate properties even more liquid and affordable. We are lowering the barrier to profitable investment, so anyone could potentially invest in real estate. You might not be able to afford a full house, but you can still afford a piece of it and benefit from a stable investment. So this will democratize the access to capital and redistribute inflation revenues to the people. And the number of use cases is unlimited. It goes from co-living units owned by its tenants, by working spaces owned by the company's employees, the public infrastructures that could be owned by empowered citizens, farms in the countryside that will be owned by their customers. So actually, if we think that way, common ownership could be used as a means of community engagement. When we know that tech-savvy millennials will be 70% of the global workforce by 2025, and that real estate ownership is quickly slipping away for too many people, the younger generation actually, the new way to invest in real estate is by building a global community of enthusiasts as the greatest real estate club that's reimagining the rental business. It will be a community driven to reach financial freedom and wealth through real estate and crypto, applying proven investment strategies together. So that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm presenting you the Land Ministry brand new logo. The Land Ministry is an AI augmented NFT marketplace for the fractional ownership of tokenized real estate. On the platform, you will be able to own a bit of a global digital real estate portfolio. The Land Ministry is actually building the real estate of the future by developing the real estate blockchain economy. On the humanitarian side, we would help provide safe, sustainable housing stably for everyone. And on, we'll say, the profitable side, we are building a decentralized wealth building protocol for all of us being able to reach financial freedom through investment strategies. Imagine in a few months, let's say, weeks, hopefully, we will be able to go on our catalog, and then you will be able to select the kind of properties that you are into, like could be city, rural properties. You might want some social and economic facilities nearby. Then you would like to select, if you prefer, a short-term investment, a longer-term investment, and the cost per share that you agree on spending on the moment. You will buy your NFT that will represent a share of the real-world assets, and you will stack that on your crypto wallet and receive passive income through all along your ownership. So how is it working technically? Well, the seller, which will be the platform moderator in the first steps, will list an asset on the marketplace with all the metadata required. Most basically will be the description of the property, and the price of sale will be suggested by the sales forecasting algorithm, and then of course reviewed by the experts on the platform, the local real estate values. Then the property will be fractionalized in a finite amount of NFTs, reaching its valuation by shares of €1,000 dollar each. I'm thinking of this first single go-to-market price at the moment, but we could also imagine like other kinds of bids actually. The buyer will select an NFT to purchase, the NFT is minted, transferred to his crypto wallet, and then he will receive the passive income from the property rental. At the resale, after some months or some years, the NFT will be re-evaluated by the sales forecasting algorithm. Hopefully, luckily, the seller will gain some added value because of the local inflation in the real estate, and so he will make some more profit at the sale, and then the NFT will be listed again on the marketplace. There are some specificities that make my platform different than the one, let's say, existing for actual NFT selling. The thing is, since we are trading real-world assets and actual people are living in the properties, we cannot trade it like to anonymous people. We don't want to live in a house that's owned by some guys, we don't know what they are doing, maybe money laundering, whatever. So I really much want to condition the transfer to NFTs to self-sovereign identity mechanism. So without sharing any personal data, the person that will buy the real estate NFT will have a way to prove his identity to his own computer, like to unlock the transaction. That's the basic need I feel for real estate. Then the other specificity is that each property is fractionated in a finite number of definitive NFTs. So there will be no more dilution of the shares of the property once the property has been encrypted. And I also want to combine on-chain and off-chain records. Imagine that at some point you lose your NFT or it's stolen. We can always, the platform can burn the original one and generate a new one that will have all the historical metadata of the NFT, all the transactions that has been done. So the owner will not be, let's say, does not have a risk to lose his property, and the property does not have a risk to not having any more owners, actually. That's something, and since we are in a data conference, I want to talk to you about the machine learning models that I started to build to support the user experience on the platform. It's available on my GitHub, that's called Democracy Studio. And so we have 4 models of deep learning that will support the platform experience. Actually, the first is an NFT similarity search engine. So it will be a smart recommendation based on the user's profile and probably previous purchase or purchase in the cart. There is an NFT sales forecasting, which obviously is, I would say, one of the core elements of the platform. So this one will evaluate the value of the real estate NFT at each buy and sale. And so this is based on historical sales data, market trends, and also social trends, which are influential in the value of NFTs. The fact of that social trends being really important in valuation of NFTs is the reason why I created this third deep learning model. It's a text generation. So every time someone will buy a real estate NFT, he will receive an AI-generated blog article almost ready to publish in order to transfer our customer into ambassadors. So you don't have to write down yourself a blog article to cheer your network on your new purchase. This is something you will receive, like AI-generated articles for that. And then there is an NFT generation with GAN, which is more about how we will represent the real estate asset actually with unique images that has been realized by GAN's own artwork of artists. So I would like to tell you about the roadmap actually. So I started in between May and July ideation and the prototypes of the AI model that I just showed you. In August, it was about branding and the Web3 prototyping. In September is the month where I'm hiring teammates and formalizing some partnerships with tech providers, but also service providers. In October, I want to join a startup accelerator. I'm applying to, let's say, 3 of them in different countries in the world. Most of it will be to follow it remotely. The idea is that in December, we have the first MVP that will pass by a legal framework audit and a social contract security audit in January. For being able to work on the first use case by September, it will be pre-selling the first real estate property to the crowd of people who want to join the project. I wish that we would transact the property and release the NFT in June, so anyone will start having his own real estate NFT on his crypto wallet by the summer. And then we will be able to raise some capital to scale up and build a bigger catalog of properties to mint from next summer. So as I told you, I'm hiring teammates this month. If you like the project, if you want to join in any way, please do. I'm actually looking for a full stack developer that will be able to wrap up my prototypes in a professional app, which I'm not able to do at the moment. I can code pieces of stuff, but I still need someone more experienced to make the whole good work. And then I need a digital marketer to deploy the strategy for the best online visibility, social networks, targeting people. And of course, we will need biz dev, and sales. I wish that this startup will not be backed up by grants and investors, but instead by real sales, because I feel it's more sustainable on the long term. So I want to turn leads into real customers. Beginners are welcome. I'm really happy to say that because it's not often the case when you look at jobs. So I don't care about your background. I don't care your diploma. I hope you just enjoy the project. You want to join and make it happen. That's the main thing. Real estate background, of course, is a plus, but it's not mandatory. Being on the safe vibe is mandatory. And I'm open to co-founding positions so far, because actually it's the beginning. I've been working on it for sure, so we will negotiate, but still there are some rooms to take in I would say, the co-founding space of this startup. That's me. This picture, you can find it on LinkedIn. Please add me on LinkedIn. I'm a LinkedIn guy. I also have a Twitter handle which you can use to contact me. WhatsApp, Telegram, all apps with the phone number and the email, obviously, old school way, always working. That's it, actually. I have a last slide. Sorry. Okay. I have this thank you slide. So, the landminis3.com is supposed to be coming soon. I actually wanted the landing page for today, but I was busy this week. I couldn't make it. Hopefully next week you will have a landing page. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you.